Hi, I'm going to recoup from the time grief, dreams, anger, guilt. Well, I said about suicide, and because they feel guilty of doing something they shouldn't have done. Okay, that's fine. Now, the Chinese people are feeling so guilty in producing such a great havoc to mankind. They will self inflict something to themselves in time, and one by one they will perish. Don't worry, it's going to happen. I'm feeling that they have destroyed the beautiful life in the world, and they're guilty with a self-destruction, and we will destroy ourselves if we don't control ourselves. The way of our lives, if the world comes to a stop because of the grief and the guilt we had created, when we will also self-destroy. Our life, because of the guilty feeling, will destroy us. If we try to reach out and try to remove our guilt, there will always be a barrier to stop us from coming out of our guilt. Guilt will survive us because the penalty of guilt is death. We must try to overcome the guilt within us. Everyone has a little white lie somewhere in their mind. It may not be, something great, but a little bit of white lie, which we tend to forget and leave it behind us. Perhaps when they were growing up, or perhaps in their childhood, their guilt will not go away. It will slowly creep up and start building up into your perhaps forgotten mind. Killing off animals for our survival, is that called our selfish greed of guilt? The animal have life, and we are guilty of killing them. The birds have their own lives, but we kill them for our consumption. The trees, the vegetables, they all have life. But we have to survive as well. That's how the guilt is creeping in our mind, into our brain, and deeply sticking into our minds. What are we to live on if we feel guilty on killing animals and the vegetables? We cannot live on the fruits and milk provided by the animals. But how else are we to survive? All these scholars of ancient times, what did they eat when they were writing these religions? We are guilty for living. Are we guilty for living? Are we? Is there any answer? I cannot find the answer to any of my own questions. But we have to survive and carry on killing the poor animals that cannot speak our language, or ask us not to kill them. The plants, like vegetables, cannot speak our language to us and tell us, please use our fruit and let us have a life just like you. Are we now feeling guilty? These type of guilt run through the minds of people. whom we call mad or suicidal psychos, because we can feel guilty and do what we please, and the nature cannot tell us off and punish us for eating them for our own selfish survival. So our lives will go on. Guilty, and if we don't plant trees as we cut them down, the whole of the world would turn into a desert like the Arab countries. I hope what I have said makes a little bit of sense into reality. Don't feel bad, but the thing is, don't judge me also. But think about it yourself. Don't let your anger come inside you when you feel guilty. It is impossible for anyone to be free of any guilt. So whenever you do or about to do something, try asking yourself, am I guilty in whatever I am about to do or have done? Meditation is the only way to help us from our guilty. Whoever says that they have not done anything to feel guilty, they are completely wrong. I'm not saying they're telling lies or keeping a little why behind them. They may have either forgotten or want to forget and may have blocked it from their memory. But the thing you call memory is the computer brain you have on your head. Deep inside, something will trigger and you will not be able to control your mind. Please don't try to forget, because it will only return to haunt you another day. Guilt will always survive and time will tell. Anyway, that's all I have to say today. Bye for now. Hope we meet again. As they say, coronavirus is getting controlled. And hopefully, one thing is, I had given my license to the DVLA. It's nearly 8 weeks now. I don't know what they're doing with it. I gave it for renewal. Every 3 years we have to renew our license because over 75. I don't know why they bring these stupid rules. A license, when you hold, it's for life, isn't it? Why can't they bloody just test us if we are good enough? Instead of changing the license every 3 years, it's another job for the people. It's incredible, but I don't know. If I get my license now, I get it. Because of that, I can't even go and buy a car. I can't go and rent a car. Even if I go somewhere when the COVID is gone. Anyway, by the way, if any of you guys know my brother Nakulan, Nak, or Nix, whatever, Nak, or whatever you've been calling him, I'm hoping to go to Pula in Savannah and hold a wake and send him off in a graceful manner. I want to go to Pula at Alapinos, see Frank and all his old friends, and have a drink together and cheer him and his soul. So if anybody who wants to join me there in Pula, I'm thinking of going by for his 14th of July next year for his birthday. So if you're willing to travel with me, this is for his close friends who are in school together with him. And I hope some of you can see what I'm saying. And he was partly like a son to me, a brother, and a very best friend of mine. So I want to do the wake. So if anybody's listening to this YouTube, please do come. It'll be a holiday as well. But myself and my family are going. Thank you. Bye for now.